Hey everybody, it's Ellie again, and I'm doing a little update to our video tutorial for purchasing regions because we've added more options to buying of regions and what you may want. So it's time to go out with the old and in with the new. So with that said, I'm starting on the main web page here, and as you can see, I'm logged in up here, and I'm just going to head on down to buy land and let's say view map, purchase region. And here we go. So now we have 4 different region types that you can select from. One is the mainland, one is the private isle, one is the 2x2, and the last option is the scenic. And each one of these has their own configurations and own differences. So we're going to cover each and every single one of them. The first option is the mainland, and you'll find this is a major group right here, just south of InWorldz Desert Island. There's InWorldz Desert Island. Here's the mainland. And if you just click around, you'll see that what's available and what's not available, who already owns one versus who doesn't. So this is pretty easy. Now the mainlands do have limitations, 30,000 prims, plus or minus 15 meter terrain rights. It is PG rated only. You may not use a mainland for an ad farm, and you also must put your skyboxes over 500 meters so that planes can fly through on the mainland. We don't want them crashing into your houses up there. Simple concept, even though it says buy now through PayPal, that's a little outdated. You just hit buy now and you'll get the option to pay with a credit card or with PayPal. Mainland runs at $40 a month. That's it. Final price. There's no incentives, no discounts, no anything else. It's $40 a month for mainland, which is a really great introductory offer for somebody if you just want to get started and you want to have neighbors and you want to be close to the waterways. This is a really good deal for anybody who wants to get started. Our next offering that we have is the private isle. So I'm just going to click over here, and this is Indy's Place. It's owned by Indy Bluebird, and it's a private isle. So the private isle offers you full estate rights. You can do whatever you want terrain-wise. You can have it rated whatever you want. You can ban people, do whatever you need to do for your own security. You can have anything from a beautiful sci-fi to, a nudie beach or whatever it is that you really want. It's your 256 by 256 region, and it's completely yours to do what you want. Now we have an introductory offer on the private isles right now, which is running at $50 a month, and then it's $75 a month thereafter. So make sure you're aware of that. I'm going to say that one more time, $50 for the first month, and then $75 every month thereafter. So it won't reflect it when you say purchase, and we'll go through the setup in just a second here, but I want to make sure that we're all clear on that. So the next one that we have is the 2x2s. And here, I'm going to just scooch over here. This is a 2x2 right here. These 4 regions are a 2x2. Even though they say private isle, I happen to know for a fact that this is a 2x2. So the 2x2 is kind of the convenience of having more spread out area and the same amount of prim. So we take 4 regions, 4 256 by 256 regions, and we split them out into 12,000 prims each sim. So you come out with a total of 48,000 prims instead of the 45,000. Now this sim runs $85 a month. Now we have the introductory offer on this at $60 a month, so for the first month, and then $85 every month thereafter. So we'll go through that again. $60 for the first month and then $85 every month thereafter. Don't want any confusion on that. So that's the 2x2. And again, it gives you all the same rights. It gives you the estate rights. It gives you the banning. It gives you the terrain rights, the maturity ratings. You can do whatever you want with it. Now for the last and final offering that we have, this offering only goes if you have a private isle or if you have a 2x2. It doesn't work with mainlands. It doesn't work with anything else. You can't just buy these separately. They must be attached to your 2x2 or your private isle. And that is the scenic. Now I'm going to go over here. These are our scenics that we have. And so they're not really owned by anybody. But their limitations are pretty simple and straightforward. There's only 5,000 prims allowed on a scenic. You may not use it for commercial or heavy residential use, period. The only people who can build on a scenic is the owner and the owner's partner. So nothing else can be put down by anybody else. So having a group build on a scenic is just not going to work. Those run at $10 a month. So it's $10 for the first month, $20 a month thereafter. Just want to make sure that I say that straight because I had that stuck in my head at $10 a month. No, it's actually $20 a month thereafter. So we're going to go find a spot, and actually we're going to go out to my region because then I can cover all of the different options. Yes, this is my region. It's out in the middle of the boonies. If you can find me, more power to you. But this is my little private isle that I play on. So I'm going to select this region right here. Now you'll notice if you're purchasing and you're up in a more cloistered area of regions that you may not be able to find a spot because every region has a one sim area that is protected to it. So you can't just take your region and put it right next to somebody else's without their permission. And the system will walk you through that. However, if you're in a really, really congested area like Magellan, usually a support ticket from both parties is sufficient and we'll get you moved into the right spot. Just FYI, it can be done. It just takes a little bit of finagling. So in this particular case, since I own this, I'm going to go pick a region up here and I'm going to say purchase and setup. Now, do I want a 2x2 or do I want a private aisle? Well, let's start with the private aisle. Now we have a region name, an estate name, the terrain map, and our payment options. Now the region name, you can have every region name has to be unique. You can't have the same region name on the grid. And the reason for that is because the system's not going to know which region you're talking about. So it's not going to know which region to send you to. And the one that was created later usually is the one that doesn't get any teleports. So we tend to do a check for it, but sometimes people sneak through on the region renames and we have to do a check there. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to say Ellie's video test. The estate name, however, does not have to be unique because it's an umbrella name. So if you have 6 sims, you can have the same estate name for each and every single sim. Or you can have 2 estate names and have like 2 regions under one estate name and the other 4 under the estate name, the other estate name. So that's how they're just an umbrella so that you can handle different estates under different regions under different estate names. So we're just going to say Ellie because it's just me and it's all good. And then I'm going to say either pay with PayPal or pay via credit card. For this, we'll go ahead and we'll say pay with credit card so that you can see what happens. And now you'll see here it goes to confirm everything that you purchased, the name, the estate name, the private aisle, the cost, the total that you're going to pay up front. We'll say continue, and then it's going to bring you here where it says a summary again of what you're purchasing. You'll put in your name, your credit card, expiration date, card verification. If you're in a different country, my apologies. I don't have that page in front of me, but I think you know how to do your credit card information, so it'll have it all there for you. So, all right, so that's how you purchase a private aisle. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do a 2x2. And we're just going to select out here. I'm going to zoom out a bit so that I'm not right on top of myself. And we'll say purchase and set up this one. And we're going to say a 2x2 block. Now we get some different configurations here. Each of these squares is the layout that you want. The dark blue square in the corner is what we refer to as the primary or the anchor. And that's how we base the location of all your other sims is off of that one sim. It's always clockwise from that corner. So here we have the top left, and we will place the sims going clockwise around until we come back. Here we have the bottom left, and again, we'll go up, over, down, back. That's how we'll do it. So it's always from the anchor clockwise around. So we're going to say region name is Ellie's block test. And then you don't have to do the region names as consecutive. You can name them whatever you want. So we'll say Ellie's fun, and then we'll say Ellie's video. If I ever learn how to type it, it'll be great. And we'll say Cowabunga just because I'm feeling crazy today. Estate name is Ellie's test. And this time we'll do a pay with PayPal so you can see how that works. Pay with PayPal. Here's your confirmation of what you're going to be paying up front. Remember that even though it says 60, this would actually be 85 every month thereafter. And when you're doing PayPal, it's actually going to set your recurring to the correct amount, so we don't have to mess with it. And it will ask you to go through all that. So here you just log in with your email and your password, and it tells you what you're purchasing over here. And that's it. You're done. So that's how you purchase a 2x2. Now we're going to talk about the scenic. And we're once again going to go to my actual region. Now you've noticed whenever I've been out and about here, trying to select. I was never given an option to purchase a scenic. It was never there. And you're going to see in just a second how that is. Here I am at Nusquam-Tom and Serenus. I'm going to pick the region right above it, and I'm going to say purchase and setup. Now you'll see here I actually have the option of region type, private or scenic. That's because it's adjacent to my private aisle. So your scenic must always be adjacent to your private aisle. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say scenic. Here's all the rules that I gave you earlier in regards to the scenic. It just covers it for you so that you know. And you don't have to worry about the block type. So we're going to say Ellie's scenic, Ellie's test, and we're going to say pay with credit card, and we're going to go purchase. Here's the, even though it says 2x2, it's really not a 2x2 block, but that's okay. Because we'll know it is. We know from what it's set up as to do it. And it does set it up correctly in the billing. So we'll go through here, and again, here's your credit card information. Just put all of that in, hit submit. One last thing that I want to cover is sometimes our residents aren't sure, or they're trying to figure out where they can put their region, and they get it all set up, and then they say, oh, wait, maybe I wanted to move it someplace else. So they leave the page, and then they can't come back, and they say, oh, no, what happened to my purchase? Well, if you log in, you'll go to your shopping cart, and here you can see all the private orders that we just did. The pending mainland, here's the scenic, here's the private aisle, here's the 2x2, or this is the private aisle. You can see all of them right here. And you can remove them, or you can say, I'm going to go ahead and say buy now. It'll recap it for you. You can say by credit card or by PayPal. So again, it's not lost. We have it. You can go back to it, and you can always complete your purchase, not a problem. And we also appreciate if you kind of keep your shopping cart a little bit clean too. So just go ahead and remove all this. And there we go. So that was how to buy regions. You guys should be all set. And I hope that sort of updates all of our stuff on how to purchase a region and what the different configurations and the prices are. So I'm going to cover the prices with you one more time. Mainlands are $40. There's no intro fee. There's no setup fee. There's no nothing. It's just $40 a month. It's 30,000 prims plus or minus 15 meters for terraining. You do not have full estate rights, and it must be rated PG. No skyboxes below 500 meters, and you cannot have an ad farm on mainland. If you want private aisle, that is a 256 by 256 singular region. It allows you 45,000 prims. It has full estate rights, full terraining rights, full whatever you want to do with it rights. You go have fun within legal bounds, obviously. That runs $75 a month. However, we have an introductory price of $60 for the $50 for the first month, and then $75 every month thereafter. Then we have the 2x2s, and the 2x2s are 256 by 256 regions put together in a square for you. You have each region with 12,000 prims, so a total of 48,000 prims, full estate rights, full terraining rights, full do whatever you want on your 2x2 rights. They run $85 a month. However, we have an introductory price for them for the first month at $60 for the first month. And finally, last but not least, we have the scenic aisle, which is only available to those who own a private aisle or a 2x2, and it must be adjacent to those actual regions. And their limitations are only 5,000 prims, full estate rights, full terrain rights, but only the owner and the partner of the owner can build on there. They cannot be used for heavy commercial or heavy residential, and they cannot be rented out. And I do believe we have a 500 meter rule on that as well, but I probably have to rethink that again. Anyways, that's the scenic, and they run $20 a month, and they have a $10 a month introductory rate. It's just like all the other ones. So the first month is $10, and then every month thereafter is $20. So that covers all of our regions. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to always ask around. We have the mentors on IDI who are wonderful and will always help you out. We have the welcome group. If you need any kind of assistance there, you can get into the welcome group. It's the InWorldz welcome group. It's the official sponsored group for helping anybody. We also have the forums, and we have our support tickets. So please always avail yourself of anywhere that if you need to have help, and you can also contact us on Twitter or Facebook. There are so many ways to get a hold of us. So just always never ever feel like you can't ask us what you need to know as far as purchasing land. So I hope that helps, and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye, y'all.